Today we're going to have an in-depth discussion about productivity. While most installers and estimators understand that using multiple machines can speed up construction productivity, we're going to further explore this idea and demonstrate how it can impact a project. Let's begin with understanding our spool. To do this, we will look at the estimate provided by the Uponor Construction Services team. For our project, we will be using the following parts: 3 pieces of 6-inch SDR 17.6 pipe, 1 6-inch SDR 17.6 90-degree elbow, 1 6x2 outlet, 2 2x1 Propex adapters, 2 3-foot sections of Wurzbo Hepex pipe, and 2 Propex rings. Unfactored MCAA labor data estimates our particular build at 14.5 hours. While we do not advocate for any particular labor factor, we've learned from many contractors throughout North America that a 0.7 labor multiplier is achievable with the right planning. Applying the 0.7 multiplier brings our labor estimate to 10 hours. Note, this labor time includes material handling, setup, the fusion welding process, and transporting the material to its destination. It doesn't include ancillary items such as hanger installation or fire stopping.
Great, thanks Matt. Now that we understand that our spool is estimated to take 10 hours, we can start our fusion and see where our build comes in. Fusing Uponor PP-RCT may be faster than traditional steel welding, but when we start using multiple machines, we can really speed up the process. When it comes to butt fusion, we have a heating time and a cooling time, and as we move into the cooling time on one machine, we can start the heating phase on another machine. This allows us to be continuously fusing pipe. Let's get started. As you can see, we will be using utility carts, pipe stands, 2 butt fusion machines, an outlet assistant tool, a Propex expander tool, and of course the materials that we noted in our estimate. We'll begin with our first fusion weld. We can pre-install some saddle Propex outlet connections onto a branch line that we're going to fuse into our spool in a later step. As the first fusion weld goes into its cooling phase, we can move down to the second machine and start our next fusion weld. Now that our second weld is starting its cooling phase, our first weld is complete and out of its half cool down phase. If we support the fusion weld and keep the fixed points of the machines facing each other, we can move the machine after half of the cool down time. We need to avoid overly stressing or rough handling the fusion weld. We can now move the first machine down the line and start our third fusion weld. As the third weld enters its cooling phase, we can start setting up the outlet assistant tool. This tool keeps everything level while we use its drill press feature. It holds the outlet in place while we fuse the outlet into the spool. As you can see, we can transition between the materials effortlessly.
Our build came in at 30 minutes, and remember, it was estimated to take 10 hours. Achieving this level of productivity is very realistic with proper planning and the right tool selection. In order to make the most of your time, we obviously sped up some aspects of the build. However, this is the real build, and it took a total of 30 minutes. Compare that to welding carbon steel in job site conditions. With all of the welds done, we can remove the spool from the machine and take it to its destination.
Keep in mind, PP-RCT is 75 to 80% lighter than steel. This spool in steel would have weighed more than 400 pounds, but in PP-RCT, less than 100 pounds, very easy for us to transport and get into position.
For more information about Uponor PP-RCT and productivity, please reach out to your local Uponor representative.